What's up, LTD addicts? There is a new link shortener on the block and it's called Switchy. This just hit AppSumo, and in this video I'm going to take you through Switchy, show you how the platform works, and see how it stacks up to the competitors. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, I'm Dave from that LTD.life, where I review software tools with lifetime offers. If you're new around here, make sure you click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to get notified when new reviews are posted. So I'm taking a look at Switchy over on the AppSumo page here. This is $39 for a single code. It has some stacking options. Obviously now, it's been a hot minute since we've had any link shortening platforms on AppSumo. I think the most recent one was Rocket Link, and I'm sure someone will correct me if I'm wrong, but that might have been about a year ago. So it's well overdue that we saw another platform show up. Now I'll tell you right out of the gates, this is very similar to all of the other platforms. There's not really a sleeper killer feature. However, it looks like it works pretty good. So let's see what we're going to get for our money. It is $39, and that'll give you 25,000 clicks per month and up to 6 custom domains. So the ante has been upped from the original deals where you used to get maybe 1 custom domain. You're going to get unlimited links, unlimited pixels, and unlimited retargeting pixels. Really, that limitation is just on the number of clicks and the number of custom domains, and that scales with each additional code that you purchase. You can go all the way up to 5 codes, giving you 300,000 clicks per month and 30 custom domains. Now, let's just compare this to a moment to PixelMe, because that is probably the most popular link shortener. It's the one I see talked about most often, and it's also the one that I use, confession time. Now, with PixelMe, they have no limitation on custom domains. You're simply limited by the number of clicks per month. So that is one little downside of this platform. Otherwise, feature for feature, as we're about to see, they're almost identical. So I've already got Switchy set up over here. Well, at least I've got an account set up. I haven't done anything with it yet, but I'm going to walk you through the platform, show you how everything works. Okay, so let's get into it. The first thing that we want to do is set up one of those custom domains, because we certainly don't want to send out links that have the Switchy domain name on it, right? That would be tacky. So let's get started. Let's go right over to settings, and the first tab here is custom domain name, and they basically show you what's going to happen here. So we're going to take a big unwieldy link and shorten it to be something snappy and easy to remember. So as an example, I do that with the affiliate links on this channel. The AppSumo affiliate links that I send out are massive in length. I mean, they are like 45 characters. So I shorten them up to be in a consistent format. So it's living.thatltd.life / the name of the tool. So you can always know that that's going to be one of my affiliate links. Now there's some other things we can do with those links. We could say add retargeting pixels, which I never do, just so you know. I don't capture any data of the people who click on the links. And you could also add UTM parameters that will allow you to capture information about where people are coming from when they click those links. And we'll get into all of that later on in the video. However, first things first, let's set up a custom domain name so we can use our own URL. It gives you some step-by-step directions here. Basically, you just need to log in to who's ever hosting your DNS setting. For most people, that's going to be something like InMotion or SiteGround. However, if you're using your registrar as your domain name server, that's just fine. You could log in there as well. I'm actually using a third-party DNS system called Domain Name Easy. Let me go ahead and get logged in there, and I'll show you what you would do. It doesn't really matter what platform you're using for your DNS. The steps are going to be identical. All right, so here I am at DNS Made Easy, and I'm logged into the thatltd.life domain, and I'm simply going to create a new shortened link here. And for the sake of clarity, I'm going to call this switchy.thatltd.life. And what I need to do is enter in the name field the subdomains, the part that comes before your primary domain. And then the alias is going to be sending it to links.switchy.io. And then you want to make sure, at least on my platform, we put a period. Now, not all, this might be a difference, like if you're using GoDaddy or Hover or something like that, you don't need to include that period. So play with it and see if it works. The period just indicates that I'm not going to be adding in the thatltd.life extension at the end of that. So I'm going to go ahead and hit a period there. The TTL stands for time to live. So this will tell you how long it'll take for that setting to be updated. I'm just going to set it to something short right now so we can begin using it immediately. I'll go ahead and hit submit here. All right, that's it. So it's all set up on the DNS side. Now I just need to go back to Switchy and tell it what I've done. So I'm going to enter in that domain name here on Switchy. I'm going to call it switchy.thatltd.life, just like we set up in the DNS settings. I'll hit add, and this should refresh here in a second. All right, you can see here that it updated. Now, I'll be honest, I clicked the button and it kind of didn't do anything for a good 15 seconds. So I clicked it again, and then I got two messages that popped up. One that said that it had gone through, and then the next one had said that the domain was already taken. So it looks like it recorded both of those triggers. So just be patient that first time you add the new domain. Okay, so now that I've set up a domain, I'm ready to start converting links. Let's go ahead and find something that might be worth shortening. So here is my social bee review that I posted a few weeks back, and you can see that this is actually hosted at the That LTD Life website. Now, the team at ClientAmp has been working day and night to make this website pretty awesome. You can now go there and rate reviews yourself, so you can give it a nice Olympic score here, and you can read a written version of the review as well. And there's also a comment section where you can interact with other people who are watching the same video reviews as you. So I'm really excited about this, and I want to post this link on social media. However, I'd like to keep track of where all of the clicks are coming from. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this URL and head back over to Switchy, and let's just paste in the URL right up here, and then it says switch it. All right, that opens me up into a new link builder here where you can see it's got my pasted link in there. However, I can finish building out the campaign. Now, one thing that I really like, which I actually haven't seen in something like PixelMe, is I have the ability to change my image right here. So if I didn't want to use the image that it pulls in, I could upload a new graphic right here. I could also change the headline and the description right here. So that is really nice because sometimes you're sharing a link from a site and everything, the open graph image or the open graph information is not set up properly. And so it's pulling in a completely irrelevant photo. So that's really nice that you can customize that right there. Then over here, we can add some tracking pixels. Now, I'm not actually going to do that throughout the course of this video, this tutorial, but it's really simple to do. You would simply choose your platform right here. You can choose between all of the major platforms like Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Google Analytics, Google Ads, Tag Manager, so on and so forth. So just about anything you'd possibly want to use. You'd name the pixel right here and then enter the pixel ID. There is a guide defining pixel IDs for each platform if you click through. However, if you're used to using, most people don't start off with tracking pixels through a link shortener. You're probably already tracking visits to your site, through like the actual site that you're running. And so you already have a pixel set up. You can use that same pixel right here. And then you're going to set up your UTM tags if you like. Again, both the pixel ID and the UTM tags are completely optional. You can shorten the links and just make them a little bit prettier and a little bit easier to use. However, if you want to improve your conversions, adding the pixel ID will allow you to retarget those visitors, the people who click on the links later via ad campaigns. And the UTM tags will allow you to see where people clicked from. So you'll actually have to set up a different link for each source. But let's say I was going to put this link into my Twitter feed. I could choose the UTM source, Twitter. Then the medium might be something like social, and the campaign could be really anything that you decide. So here I could say maybe the social post name. Now, these are all completely customizable, so I could enter anything I want in these fields. However, they're going to show up inside of Google Analytics as sources. So you want to make sure you're consistent with your naming conventions. That's really the number one thing with UTM parameters, is that you need to be consistent as you name things so that you can track them reliably, right? If you maybe do social/Facebook as your UTM source one time, and then you do Facebook/Instagram as your UTM source the next time, you're not really going to get any sort of usable data. So make sure you're using the same sources, consistent mediums. So rather than social, maybe I'm going to do this as a promoted tweet, right? I'm going to promote the tweets, kind of spend some money on it to get some people to see that tweet. I would then type the medium as promoted, and the UTM campaign name I could still leave as the social post name. Then the final step before I actually get my link is to, of course, choose the domain that I want. Right now it's set to switchy.thatltd.life. I could use one of their built-in shortened domain names if I like, and I could also customize it right here by saying social B at the end, and I will go ahead and hit get my link. And there we go. I've got my link, switchy.thatltd.life/socialb. I can go ahead and copy that, and let's just confirm that that does indeed copy. And I'll paste that into my bar here and go ahead and hit return. Let's see that that redirects to the proper website. Sure enough, it does. I didn't do any checking in between to make sure that would work. So the DNS settings did switch over in enough time. All right, let's head back to the platform here. There's really not going to be a whole lot more to see. That's essentially what we're doing here. We're shortening links, inserting UTM parameters, as well as tracking pixels. So if those things aren't things you need to do, you can definitely let this deal go. However, I think everyone should have some kind of link shortener if you're doing any form of marketing online. It's really important to be able to capture your audience when you've got their attention. So that is the retargeting pixels. And it's also critical to know which forms of traffic are working well. And that's why UTM parameters are so important. Now let's go ahead and just take a look in the back end. These are the settings. You can see your custom domain names are over here. There's a referral program so that you could refer other people and get a 30% commission. You can see your existing plan here. I've got 1 out of 25,000 clicks utilized. So I'd be able to share that link a lot of times and get a ton of clicks. I think people really underestimate how hard it is to get even, say, 1,000 or 2,000 clicks online. So 25,000 is a pretty generous allotment. Now I say that hesitantly because certainly big brands are going to get tens of thousands of clicks, but the average blogger who's just getting started out or even has a decent sized audience is probably not going to be getting 25,000 clicks per month on their social shares. I could be wrong about that, but from my experience, that goes a long way. Now you have your billing over here where you could add additional codes if you want to stack, and that's essentially it. Now, the other thing that was important to me is how easy is this to use on mobile, because the platform that I'm currently using is PixelMe, and I really like the platform. However, they've kind of recently done some screwy things with the interface. Whenever I log in, it pops up some kind of error code. It's been like that for probably a month or so. Contacted their support. They didn't really do anything to get rid of it. And on mobile, it looks terrible. So I am seriously considering switching over to Switchy. However, let's see what it looks like on mobile. So I'm just going to use the Chrome inspector here, and you can see this is like a Pixel 2. It actually looks pretty good. Let's see how easy. Ooh, the menu looks nice. Let's see how easy it would be to add a new link. I mean, it's mobile responsive, so that is really cool. I like that. Let me go ahead and log into the PixelMe website, and you'll see that this looks good on the front end. But once I get inside, in fact, there isn't even a link right here to log in. That is interesting. Where is that link? Okay, so I actually just had to hit the free trial button, and that opened up PixelMe. And you can see what I mean right here. It's popping open this window, and I'm looking at it still in the Pixel 2 view. Now, I mean, if I look at a more modern phone like an iPhone 10, it looks even worse, right? Because it's a thinner screen. I can't read anything, and trying to shorten a link from here, like I gotta go over to the campaign interface and like, okay, I can see some of my shortened links, but it's like, it's one of those pinch and zoom things where the interface really is just not optimized for mobile. And a lot of the times I find myself needing to grab links when I'm on my phone on the go because I'm not always at my desktop, unfortunately. So this is a big win for Switchy. I said at the beginning there wasn't really a killer feature. I guess if we had to list them, they seem like they should be a given in 2019. But mobile responsiveness and then that ability to modify the open graph information, the image, the title, and the description, those are pretty slick. I really like that, and it's making me think hard about stacking the heck out of Switchy. I'll go ahead and say it one more time. I think every digital marketer should have some form of link shortening in their LTD portfolio, and Switchy is a really solid option here. I'm going to give this one a solid 9.3 out of 10. If this review has been helpful to you and you are going to go ahead and make a purchase, please click the link in the description. That is the referral link for this channel. Kicks us back a few bucks, helps us keep the lights on, and invest the time into making these sorts of LTD reviews for you. Now, go ahead and leave me a comment down below. Which link shortener are you currently using? Let me know what you think of this video, and I will see you in the next review.